All right, guys, we are finally done. What are we done with? Well, for those who don't know, because I didn't notify subscribers for any of this, I made a New Year's resolution to finally get through my backlog of games instead of never touching them in one big collection like some kind of digital hoarder gremlin. You know, the Steam sale classic. Now, I did move some games around, like Necess and Enshrouded, but that's mostly because they had upcoming 1.0 updates, and I was gonna wait to play those. Although, that being said, Necess did actually officially release this week, and I'd love to do a playthrough of that. I'll probably add some raw footage, and I'll do an edited playthrough, like, later on. That will have it all be condensed for you. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that, commentary or not, yada yada yada, all that. But let me preface all this, right, by saying that personally, I value gameplay more than anything else. Okay, you could hand me like a steaming pile of AI slop, and honestly, if it's fun and flowy to play, I'll probably like it, regardless of the way it falls. Okay, you know, obviously there's a limit to how bad a game can be. Okay, and I want to like a sieger playing, and I don't want to look at just like nonsensical, like that makes it impossible to play, obviously. But I have a high tolerance for bullshit built up from years of playing League of Legends, so I do my best to look for the silver lining in all these games. Okay, right now, with that being said, we have to do what everyone does, and I realize I'm like a little 2 years late to this trend. Okay, sorry. But we have to make a tier list, okay? And I will provide my Celaria 80% run footage in the corner, because I realize there's no face cam. For those of you whose attention spans have been completely and utterly obliterated by social media or otherwise, okay, I get it. A tier list screen isn't the most exciting thing to look at, I'll admit it. And there's no face cam, so you know you kind of miss that. So I got you guys. Anyways, I think the categories pretty self-explanatory. So I put the games in the order that I played them, and I will be live mixing in some footage for them while I give a brief rundown of each of them. Yeah, I know it's a video. Why would I live mix? It's fun for me. Okay, guys. Sorry. Anyway, let's move right on to Command and Conquer Generals. Ooh. 0-hour shock expansion Shockwave mod with the single player add-on. Okay, so CNC Generals is a really fun time. Okay, it's an RTS classic from the before times. Yeah, you know, the before times. Back when EA actually made decent games. Okay, on top of shoehorning a new sports game every year, that part's pretty much stayed the same. But yes, I know it sounds crazy, but EA actually made decent games at one time. I know it's crazy, right? And personally for me, it's definitely the turning point of RTS functionality, because like, okay, I like Red Alert 2, guys, okay, but the lack of like decent hotkeys and controls, and like especially unit hotkeys. Oh my god, not having unit hotkeys you would be surprised how much of a deal breaker that is for me. It like, and honestly, it kind of feels awful to play Red Alert 2. I'm sorry, fan. That's why I'm not doing the Mental Omega mod that I originally had on my backlogging. Like, I think I got like carpal tunnel or something when I tried to play that on just the Allied campaign. That was the easiest difficulty on catch. It was bad. Okay, it was bad. But anyways, I am gonna go A tier with this one. Yep. Okay, I love this game. Okay, it could absolutely not be released today for reasons, but but they toned down a lot of the really broken stuff with this mod, like missile humvees beating everything, quad cannons just deleting everything, and flame tanks literally deleting buildings in 2 seconds flat. And honestly, they actually diversified a lot of the generals in the game. I like it. Sorry, I forgot to put the footage back up. First take. But they actually diversified a lot of the generals in the Shockwave mod, and I think that's really cool. Would you believe me if I told you that 2 of the US generals don't even have a tank in the base expansion, which is crazy. And Towns, you know, Laser General, his tanks needed power to function. Okay, and they actually sucked power too. It was bad. Okay, but yes, this mod, Shockwave, it fixes a lot of the issues with the base game, and the single player expansion for the mod itself It's literally a mod of the mod. It actually lets you play through the entire Generals and 0-hour campaigns with the new base faction units, which is really, really cool. Okay, it was very clear to see that China got a lot of love with this mod, and they definitely needed it. They got, let's not talk about how the only viable strategy is like flame tanks and like bunker helixes. But anyways, I like playing around at the base USA exosuits and Marines. They're fun. You get the GLA getting a 3rd salvage level base level. Okay, it's a solid mod. It's a really solid mod. Okay. So, that being said, moving on. Second game, Open RCT 2. Ooh. Okay, now, I said the previous game was a classic, but this game is actually a classic, okay? Now, this is Open RCT 2, okay? This is an open source, I'm not really sure what they call it, like, re-implementation, quality of life, I don't know, something like that. I'll call it a quality of life patch, I guess. And I gotta say, there's so many nice features that I cannot include in a single video. Okay, I could talk like for an hour about all this, but a couple of the really nice changes are early winning. So you don't have to just like sit around on your park for like an extra 3 hours waiting for like, the year to finally get to where it needs to be in the base game, which is very nice, by the way. Okay, they give the ability in OpenRCT to refurbish rides. You don't actually need to rebuild them from scratch, so you can make them like new again, which is also very, very, very cool. Okay, I think those two are the biggest changes like that. They're just insane. Okay, but honestly, easy A tier. Yeah, I might even give it S tier. It's high A tier, low S tier. It's somewhere in there. Okay, right. This game is honestly, it's a classic because it is a marvel of programming, and you can learn about that by looking at Tom Sawyer and what language he programmed the game in. But that's not the purpose of this video, and I have a bunch of other games to get to. So that leads me to Super Mario Sunshine Eclipse. Oh my god, this. Sorry, I gotta say it with emphasis. Super Mario Sunshine Eclipse. There you go. Yes, the emphasis is necessary. This mod is honestly amazing. This fucking mod is made by the same team that did Super Mario Sunburn, which is a quality of life improvement for Super Mario Sunshine, okay? And not only have they basically improved the game on every single front, they add entirely new levels with 120 new shines. It's literally more than double the base game. Like, because it has a whole bunch of like side areas and a bunch of extra stuff at the end. Okay, along with multiple, like you can actually exit between some levels to get to other levels now instead of going back to the hub world in Delfino Plaza. It is, you know what? Honestly, I gotta. We're adding a new row. This is S. Okay, maybe not SSS, but this is. I have to make a new category for. Like this game is just. This mod is just. It's fantastic. Okay, let me add that. Let me add that to your list right now. This is just. It needs to be here. Okay, it needs to be here. You guys do not understand how amazing this mod is. Okay, like I cannot understate. Okay, and oh my god, it's you can collect like there's so many things I want to say about, but you can collect multiple shine sprites per like jump into a level. Okay, you don't need to just keep jumping in. It kicks you out after you get a shine sprite. Go back in, do it over and over again like the base game. Like I don't even know how they managed to do that. Like I literally don't know how they managed to do that. So you can get your 100 coin shine sprite, you can get your 8 red coin shine sprite, you can get multiple stage shrines if they line up like the objectives for them, and it all functions so seamlessly. It's like I can't the new moves are awesome. Okay, I did primarily use hover nozzle simply because it's the best all-rounder nozzle to have. But the improvements to the turbo nozzle and blast nozzle definitely make them feel so much better to use versus the base. Like being able to like control how much turbo you're using instead of just full or none, being able to like do a crazy spin jumps out of them instead of having to do like a really complicated speedrunning trick. Like, oh my god. And then you have Luigi, you have Piantissimo, they changed the game, how you play him. Luigi is just, he's basically a better Mario. He might be slower than Mario, but he jumps so much further. Like, the long jump from Super Mario 64 added in the game helps you get around so fast. Like, I don't even want fast travel in this game. I don't want fast travel in this game. This game is so fun just to get around, period. Full stop. okay, that I don't even like want fast travel, and that's how crazy it is. Like, that's how fun this game is. I'll be here all day if I can talk about this, but you guys, you gotta play this for yourself, okay? Especially if you played the base game, all right? Like, I obviously, if there's one negative of Super Mario Sunshine I would ever have to say that could simply not be fixed with the mod, it's the camera is the final boss, okay? That's still true. It's kind of remedied, don't get me wrong, but, you know, that's what happens. But, anyway, sorry, I gotta stop. Okay. Next game, we got to go to Factorio. Yes, Factorio. A true classic. And not just any Factorio, I'm talking about Space Age Factorio. Okay, God, what a love-hate relationship I have with this game. Okay, and that was before the whole first 24 hours of my footage getting corrupted when I was trying to edit it. Oh my God. That kind of made me depressed for like a whole week, I'll be real with you. But definitely been annoying, but I do like most of the changes Space Age brings. I kind of prefer not having to mine things to unlock their research. It was kind of annoying. I need to like get power to a pump jack to oil to even unlock that research tree at all. You know, it's nice being other people have builds, but they made like a lot of changes are fine, and it was really weird having like rocket silos be available at Blue Science like so early compared to like way later. But I mean, I got used to it. I was definitely hitting some fatigue around Gleba, I will admit, but like let's be real too. I played Factorio like in all my beyond all my free time because I was losing sleep to Factorio. Let me tell you, I was playing that like 5 hours for some daily upload. It was bad. Dude, there's a reason it's called Factorio, guys. But you know, I just realized I never finished that train on Gleba. Thinking about this, okay, oh well. Fulgora was fine. I definitely recommend starting on a larger landmass from the get-go, as moving everything kind of took a few hours that I could have saved or spent advancing somewhere. And Kilo was, it was a planet of all time. I kind of wish the heat pipes had more range to make building a bit easier, but I mean, it was like a fun logistics challenge. It was kind of annoying having to make like new like ice platforms though, definitely getting around. And then had to put concrete on top of the ice. Like, what the heck was that? But trains were pretty good in Kilo, and it was just annoying getting the materials there. And Fulgora was really nice in that regard. Fulgora just had everything you needed. So it was pretty cool. Every planet was like very unique and had its own thing. And honestly, objectively, Factorio is an S tier game. Okay, I'm like, I'll put it here because I think so too. I just want you to know that I definitely had some moments where I wanted to throw it into C or F tier. Okay, but objectively speaking, Factorio is an S tier game. Okay, so moving on to XCOM Chimera Squad. Okay. Every list needs some stinkers. I'll admit it. Granted, I mean, I wouldn't have put any of these games on the backlog if I didn't think like they were worth playing. So obviously, this is a little. I'm very biased in all these games, but comparing them to each other, I have to make some decisions here. I kind of like the nameless soldiers in XCOM 1 and 2 in their expansions. So they kind of like end up being their own heroes. They all start as rookies with no skills to their name, and they kind of just like pop out on their own. Like sometimes you'll have one soldier like freaking well, not Blue Blood, that's a character in here, but like you'll have like Fujin or some crazy character name, and they'll hit like 345% in a row, and they will save your run in XCOM 1 and 2, and they're the hero. They're the hero of your run. Straight up, and you recognize their name. They literally become a hero from it's literally a 0 to hero in XCOM 1 and 2. Here, not so much. They kind of lost the plot a little. I mean, mechanically, this game functions very well. It's fine. It's honestly better than the other games in some aspects. And some characters are good, others are, Shelter. Okay. Shelter was fine against the Progeny since he guards against Psionics. But other than that, he was useless. Godmother and Blue Blood were the goats. They just are. They kill everything. They will solo entire levels. Claymore he's kind of his own like category of just mass AoE damage. He's good in his own way. And if you fight any armor enemies, you want Claymore on your team. Terminal is a solid healer and support. She's got a lot of good upgrades. Zephyr goes fast, punches hard. Virgin Sheriff, they're all right. It's kind of funny how they made both the what are they called? Something nids? I can't think of it right now. But it's kind of funny that both like Virgin Sheriff kind of end up in like mid tier, right? And Torg's ultimate, the Snake Lady. Okay, fun little bit of trivia about Torg actually. Apparently, the voice actor for Torg was not told at all that she was going to be a Snake character. She was just told to read the voice lines, and I think that's freaking hilarious. I will say, I do love the characters. I think their dialogue with each other is cute, and that makes sense of their characters. It's kind of annoying seeing the same things over and over in like a second playthrough or whatever, and you have to do 3 playthroughs, doing every single order you can fight them all in just to get all the achievements, which is, again, annoying. But yeah, other than her ultimate, like, I don't know why I make Torg's ultimate suck. Like, why would you make the ultimate a bad skill? But other than that, she's otherwise good. Axiom exists, and so does Patchwork. Cool, okay. It's gotta be a high C, low B. I don't know. It's kind of mid. I'll be real with you, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it's not. It's no XCOM 1 or 2. Okay, I'll say that. Okay, moving on, we have, and this is the full game title, by the way. The Lord of the Rings. Sorry. Oh my god. First take. The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King, Age of the Ring mod, version 8.31. Is that everything? Okay, long-ass title. Okay. Going into this, I got high hopes. Like high hopes. But let me be the first to say, this game has not aged well. I really like the changes they made, don't get me wrong. Alright, and honestly, this game is still somehow, like, it's still ahead of the RTS curve. It had autocast abilities, create a hero, double-click formation assembly, right? Like, flanking damage, the whole, like, it's crazy how many features this game has. Right, but, like, it's really behind the curve and other, like, this came out in, like, 2006, right? Was it 2004? No, Witch King came out in 2006. It came out after Generals. Why? I mean, okay. It's like the same engine. I think the problem is Generals is all single. Like, don't get me wrong, units got stuck on each other in Generals all the time, but they were all solo units. So it didn't matter that much, right? In this game, everything's squad-based, and that makes units get stuck on each other a lot. They really try hard to, like, I get it. This is like a time in RTS history where they were trying squad-based stuff, and it was brand new. Okay, so I can forgive them for it. But honestly, this game is kind of miserable to play. I will be so real with you. It's fine on the big macro maps of open fields, but once narrow corridors come into play, it's just... Yeah, oh my god, that Osgiliath map in the campaign, I lost like 5 times because my units just literally would not listen. Because they kept getting stuck on the corners, they kept trying to maintain the formation. It was so dumb. Okay, it was... The delay between telling your units what to do and them actually doing it is significant, by the way. You don't notice this in the recording, but trust me, when you're playing it, you do notice it. Like, this is bad by RTS standards of the day, okay? Honestly, if they remade this game, and even just like the Command & Conquer 3 engine, which did have squads too, by the way, or just made units singular, I mean, it really wouldn't have been that much of a problem, but okay, I love this game. Okay, I love this game. I do come back. I love the risk mode. I think more RTSs need to have like a risk mode in it. Like, that's always fun to do, and I always revisit it for them. It's really a shame they haven't made a Battle for Middle-earth 3, honestly. But I gotta say, controls in this game, they're just not it, and it was kind of a frustrating experience. I've said it before, and I'll say it again though. Any RTS going forward needs to be as optimized and innovative as Beyond All Reason, at minimum. Like, there's so many cool, like, I gotta make a whole new video on that or something, I don't know. But Beyond All Reason is like the gold standard for me nowadays for RTSs and their functionality, in my opinion. Okay, take notes, future developers. All right, I gotta put this in, like, I gotta put it in C tier. I'm sorry, I want to love this game, but yeah, okay. Moving on. Cold of the Lamb. Ooh, okay, I think this game was the black sheep of the tier list here. I was not expecting this game to be as delightful as it was. I will say it. I don't know how the heck they managed to make Eldritch Sacrifice and all these other horrors going on, and, you know, like cultists running around nudity, calling for each other to be sacrificed, or like souls released. Make it, I don't know how they made it so cute. The combat was actually really good. The combat's actually really good in this game. Okay, I adore the soundtrack, and rest in peace, River Boy. The sound effects are fantastic. The cold aspects, they're a little bit annoying to deal with, I'll admit it, but there's like a lot going on the cold side of things, but it honestly really doesn't get in the way. As long as you don't, as long as you don't fail your crusades, it's never a problem. The second you fail your crusade and all your people go hungry, you don't have any resort, that's when everything falls apart. So I guess the game needs to have like a lost condition kind of, or well, maybe not lost condition, more like what would I say? I don't know, a reverse decision? Like, I don't know. Anyways, unimportant. But it's kind of annoying how I want to do other things. Like, I want to go fishing, right? And there's like the whole day-night cycles. Like, there are features to change this and make it more accessible, and you can pause the day when you're fishing and doing other things. I get that, but it's not like it's not the base game, so that's why I played. I played the hardest difficulty, which really only just made enemies a little harder, and they made you only have like start with like 2 health, I think, or something. I don't know, it wasn't that bad. Once you got some cards to give you some HP, it actually wasn't that bad. But man, this is kind of like Stardew Valley in that you kind of lose track of time playing it. Dude, there's always something to do, and I love that. Knucklebones as a little mini game, that was fun. Okay, like it's a very basic game, but honestly, if you played like a D&D campaign, I would be so cool with that. Like playing Knucklebones for a little bit like that. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun time. I think my personal favorite part about this game was just how invested I was getting. Like, I was keeping track of which cultist was being mean to who, which ones were nasty poop eaters, and which ones were bullies. I was giving actual sermons, like, when my lamb was, with a humorous take, okay, I'll admit it, but, like pretending like I was actually the cult leader and just having it was fun. I really enjoyed this game. I started getting a little too into the voice acting, too, later on. It was fun. It was fun. Cult of Lamb's a great game. Okay, easy S tier. Easy S tier. I might actually put it ahead of Factorio for myself personally. But honestly, go check out. It's cheap. There's actually a new expansion coming, so it's probably going to be free like all the previous ones too. Just so you know. Just FYI. But which leads me to all of the Age of Empires. Okay, I am splitting these up. They're all technically Age of Empires 2, but I'm going to split these up, because I'm grading mods as their own thing. So, DLC should be their own thing too, right? Now, what to say about Age of Empires that hasn't already been said? I mean, like this game, okay, like I talk about things being a classic, but RCT2, Command Kai Generals, Age of Empires 2, this is an actual classic. It's an actual classic. It's so classic, they re-released this bad boy two more times after the initial release, right? And honestly, maybe we'll see another re-release in another decade, right? If AI doesn't kill us all. But Microsoft included all the first 3 DLCs into the base game cost for this game, but if you already owned it, it was free, basically. And I was going to get around to the campaigns, right? Like, it was fun, so. It's for a modest price increase, but honestly worth it. This game, like, you and your friend, like, dude, me and my friends are fast approaching 30, and we enjoy this game. This game it's a mood and a half, okay? And the thing is, they keep making the game, like, I don't know, they actually recently fixed all the controls and stuff in the game, too, to make, like, cavalry and, like, big groups of units function, but, like, there's a lot of good changes. Okay? But, like I said, there's not much I can say about this game that hasn't already been said by, like, 100 people before, so let's talk about the DLC itself, Lords of the West. I think this DLC was good. Hot Fields was, okay, I kind of did it on myself by doing the hardest campaign first, but I think the Hot Fields, how do I pronounce it, like Ottavils, I think it was something like that, was tough, but manageable. The Grand Dukes was certainly interesting, and I'm always a fan of things that cross over in other campaigns, obviously. And Edward Longshanks gave us a long-awaited Britain campaign, and it was kind of crazy for how long Britons have been in the game, like literally from the start, and how iconic they are as a civ, that they just never got anything more than what was it, York, the historical battle, before this DLC came out, right? That's kind of crazy though, but like easy A. Age of Empires, these are great games. I'm gonna put it below Open RCT2 in my opinion. But Definitive Edition, this game, this Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition functions really good. Like, I think if they remade Generals today, oh my god. Let me know, guys. Let me know if they remake Generals. Sorry, let's get to the next one. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Dawn of the Dukes. Okay, this is the second DLC. Now, this DLC, okay, guys? This DLC fucks, okay? I love all these campaigns. All these campaigns are super fun, super innovative, and honestly, of every single campaign, like, campaign I've played, Jadwiga, I think, is my personal favorite after playing that. There's a freaking giraffe level in what you literally choose which cities you start with, and it's like kind of like a deathmatch battle, and you have to like fight for the other one. Like there's an entire historical battle in Jadwiga, like in the campaign, like not just like its own standalone historical battle. It feels like a historical battle, and it's quicker too. You literally start so small, you expand, you make your civ, you defend. You push the enemies out of the mainland. You go across the bridge to chase them down. They come back swinging. They come back swinging on you in that level. And the character that you're playing, like Vitatos, he learns from that, and he uses that tactic in the last level of the campaign to essentially encircle and defeat the foes he's fighting on his side of the battlefield, and ends up like the last level is like a mad dash to get as many like mercenaries together, right, as many advantages as possible, while also raising his, like, just basically just doing a whole bunch of side objectives really fast, which is a really cool change of pacing. By the way, like, I think they handled it really well. The timing was really good. All right, and you honestly, you even get to play the same final battle in Jadwiga from a different perspective with Janjiska, which was also another fun campaign with that. Okay, and then you had Algierdus and Casadudis. It was competent. Okay, I think Algierdus and Casadudis were actually kind of hard as a campaign. There was that one level where you're split on both sides of the river. That was kind of tough, but other than that, it didn't say not as much as Jadwiga or Janjiska, but I still had fun playing it. And honestly, all the civs in this game are so fun to play. Okay, so that definitely helped. Peak DLC, peak DLC. Okay, easy S tier on this DLC, which leads us to the final DLC, Dynasties of India. And honestly, kind of lame in comparison compared to the others. I guess that's partially because elephant units aren't really the most exciting thing to use and watch. Like they're slow. Like let's be real, they're slow. And the AI on a hardest difficulty, they micro nerd against you so much that you don't want slow units. Right, it's really sad how you'll just lose like an entire army of elephants to like a single cavalry archer that's just perfectly microed from the enemy. It's so annoying. But I think everything in this DLC was actually one sword easier than the difficulty given. So like the one sword difficulty was actually like 0 sword. Like it was easier than like the tutorial in my opinion, like the Scotland. You know, like the Braveheart campaign, right? And I mean, Bob Order was pretty cool. I will say, Bob Order was pretty cool. It started you off in a macro Imperial fight, like a macro Imperial map on the first mission of a campaign, which is absolutely just insane, mind you. And it also gave you Kutle, who is the best mounted archer ever. Let's be real. Seriously, her stat line was crazy. What did she have? Like, she had like 20 base attack and like 3 melee and pierce defense. Base stats, by the way. This is before upgrades. And she started with upgrades, by the way. As a cavalry archer, so she outmaneuvers I was really sad when narratively she died, so I couldn't use her anymore. And I think Bob Order was the one that also lets you you get to Imperial. That was Bob Order, right? I think so. Okay, other than that, I don't remember anything about Rajendra. I'll be real with you. I don't remember anything at all about that campaign. Devapala was kind of fun. And honestly, narratively, even if it was kind of brain dead difficulty-wise, I think the narrative is kind of cool. It followed like the Buddhism or journey, right? Or Hinduist journey, something like that. And Devapala had a cool ass level. Okay, you basically got like permanent bonuses for your units based on doing like bonus objectives a certain way, and some of them were really timed. It was well timed. Don't get me wrong. I was able to do it when like first try, basically, right? But like I'm a competent RTS player. But it was definitely a more experimental DLC. I'll give it that. And I think they tried their best with it. But I think it's high B or low A. Let's go high B because there's nothing a B. Sorry, I know that's not a very objective measure. But anyways, moving on, because Age of Empires, what a game, right? Like what a Shadow Warrior, 2013. Okay, this is kind of like a reboot of, what was it, 1995 Shadow Warrior, which is basically very Doom, like, or not Doom inspired, like Duke Nukem kind of. What was the one? Maybe it was Quake. I don't know, a lot of the old RTSs that were very isometric and blocky, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, anyways, need to stay on track here. I think it might have been a mistake playing this on the hardest difficulty. Actually, it most certainly was. But I still enjoyed it. I mean, honestly, it's a pretty neat game. It felt good. And it's got a lot of really cool ideas. It's not the best execution, I'll admit it, but I don't know. The fights were kind of annoying. There was that one double berserker fight where you have a gas mask on, so it blocks half your view and makes an annoying sound, and you're fighting two berserkers and they just never die. I didn't even realize you could charge it. So see in the footage right now, I'm doing Divider of Heavens. I didn't realize you could charge this through most of the fight. It's never explained, by the way. That would have saved me a lot of trouble if I knew that, because it does a lot more damage fully charged, and that was on me. That's my mistake. This particular enemy, the Warlord, his hitbox, look how far back I dodged, and he still hit me. Isn't that crazy? But like any double berserker fights, so annoying. There was that one fight in front of, what was it at the end? There's like it was like a temple or something, right? And you just fight every single special enemy in the game. That one took a while. That one took like 30 minutes for me. But honestly, we love the first-person hack and slashes. Honestly, the guns kind of suck. Why is the crossbow the best weapon in the game? That shit did 4 times damage fully. I looked that up on the wiki. I did not believe my eyes until I tried it in game. You can literally like 2-shot this like Warlords, Berserkers, and everything with that bad boy if you hit the right spot. It's crazy. Crossbow's crazy in this game. All the other weapons kind of suck. Flamer didn't care about rocket launch. I mean, how do you make a rocket launcher that sucks? Like, it didn't suck, but like it wasn't as good as the crossbow. So I do think narratively Shadow Warrior 1 was better than Shadow Warrior 2, which I will get to. I don't know. It wasn't that bad. I'll give it like low B. I'll give it low B. And while we're on the topic, let's just go straight into it. Shadow Warrior 2. Okay, now, I think this game took everything the first game did mechanically and made it so much better. Like, I call me crazy. I think this is, like, besides the narrative, this is like a perfect sequel. Right, like it was so cool. Like the moves are a lot flowier. They make a lot more sense. They don't cost as many resources. You get a lot of options. You get a lot of tools to work around with. You can modify the difficulty of the game on the fly. There's also like overpower modes, like Borderlands has, kind of like Insanity 1, Insanity 2, Insanity 3. If you want a harder challenge, once you get like better loot, which you do, that's the end game. You just keep grinding for better and better and better and better stat buffs. Okay, but it was honestly, I was just having fun using Divider of Heaven. It was called a strike in this game, but. Just Divider of Heavening and double jumping around the map and across valleys with that. Like, this game was just fun to get around. Like, this shit, it's not as good as Super Mario Sunshine. Don't get me wrong. But, like, just getting around the map in Shadow Warrior 2 was so fun. Right, but yeah, narratively, this game, it dropped the ball. Okay, and I don't even remember anything that really happened in the game, if I could be honest with you, outside of Master Smith, the best character, mind you, don't at me. Tragic demise. I think they could have experimented more with the soul inhabiting your body situation of Kimiko, but at least there was a narrative reason for her doing that instead of like other games that just like, oh yeah, you woke up in an isekai world and this dark spirit is giving you a tutorial. Like they just kind of shoehorn it in. Okay, this game, like, there's actually a reason for some, like, you holding on to her soul and her talking to you, which is cool. I mean, I guess she wasn't that bad, okay, but the thing is, we didn't really get that much time with her, so to speak. We just get, like, a few blurbs here and there, which are very easily to skip. Like, if you accidentally activate something when she starts talking because you're, like, too fast around the map, like, you definitely can, like, skip her dialogues, and it's kind of hard to get, like, invested in her character, to be honest. But, like, I think it could have been good. But it was a lot of fun to play. Okay, like, sure, some of the enemies start getting a little spongy on higher difficulties, but there's no consequence, like, for going between the difficulties. And honestly, you do have all the tools you need to deal with them at all times. There was, like, one time in the entire game that I had trouble, like, trying to beat, like, a group of enemies because I was just being stubborn at that point, right? But solid game. Solid game. I'd give it a low A. Maybe medium. Yeah, low A. Oh, man. How many more do we have? 5 more to go. Okay, we're in the home stretch. Okay. Next up, Hammerwatch 2. Ooh, boy. I like they kept true to the Hammerwatch 1 formula. I was honestly very excited to play through this game. But I personally don't vibe with the new style as it gets a little, busy on the, like, look at this footage. Like, what's even happening half the time? I really prefer the simplicity of the first Hammerwatch and Heroes of Hammerwatch. Like, it's not bad, okay? It still oozes its own style, you know, which I like, gameplay-wise. I only played a Warlock, so I can't really tell you what the other characters did, but I wasn't even playing on the highest difficulty, I'll admit it. I probably could have. I looked at the stat differences once I was halfway through the game, and I was like, oh, I could have played on high diff. But, like, honestly, kind of thank goodness, though, because I felt like like, this isn't even the hardest difficulty. I was on the second hardest difficulty before the enemies get the 200% damage buff. This is just one, like, 25% damage buff on the enemies. And I felt like I had to use range skills more than anything, and I'm the second tankiest character in the game, right? Like, anytime I get in melee, I just fall over and die. There's no, like, iframes when you get hit or anything like that. There's no invulnerability time, right? And, like, I feel like I would literally just die to a common nibble enemy, right? It was so dumb. Again, I get it. Like, I like the systems in this game. It was cool having, like, skill points to allocate and having a whole bunch of stuff to explore. You can literally make your own build, like, your own character that's, like, unique from other people's playstyles if you really want to. But they don't give you any direction at all in this game. Anything at all. I got so lost in this game. I was backtracking to places I should have gone, like, later. And, like, just follow the main story, guys. My advice to you, just follow the main story in this game. Okay? Like, and there's no leveled list for enemies. It doesn't tell you how hard a level is. So sometimes you'll literally just walk and you'll just get clapped. You just get clapped by, like, a random wolf that'll hit you because you think it's, like, any other kind of wolf. And then just one-shots you and you're like, oh. And there's a lot of backtracking. I'll admit it. The quests aren't super innovative. The dialogue, I didn't care about any of the characters. I'll be real. None of them sound different. They all sound like the exact same person. None of them have any, like, flair to their... Like, I tried giving them flair with my voice acting. I really did. But there's only so much you could do with, like, bad dialogue, okay? I didn't mind the gameplay loop, okay? The combat is fine. Like, that's one of the high points of Hammerwatch, actually. The open world is a neat change, I will admit, from the first two Hammerwatch games. I believe there was some tension between the dev team and their publisher, and that's why they can't, like, come back to fix this game anymore. It's like copyright hell kind of situation. And I think that's a damn shame, honestly. But it wasn't a bad game. Anyways, that being said, we got to talk about Walls of Gadir. Sorry, I did it again. I forgot to mute the media source. My bad. But I love me some Walls of Gadir. Like, please. Crackshell, hear me out. Make a standalone Walls of Gadir inspired roguelike game. Like, so you get, like, new cards and stuff. Like, if you don't know about this game, Walls of Gadir is a little mini game. You're trying to... Let me demonstrate, like, on this... So this guy was actually kind of crazy, this guy on the island. But you're trying to get the enemy's castle down to 100 HP. You get one turn. There's a bunch of cards you can use for free. So you can use discard, and then you can go again. So those are the most important cards. You put walls in, they block one shot. You have to use a shoot cannon card to actually shoot the cannons. I kind of wish they had different names for the shoot cannon 2 and shoot cannon 5 or all. Because the shoot cannon 2 is a play again. But cannons can't shoot, like, they get blocked if something's in front of them. So you actually have to have a space in front of them if you're going to put a wall in front of them. In case you're wondering. But this game is good. I'll be real. This alone might bump it up from C to B for me. Walls of Gadir is amazing. I love this game. This is so fun. There's like every single Walls of Gadir player in the world, they have their own profile and they have different, like, amounts you can bet with them, and you get different, like, payouts too. And it's just like they have, like, profiles of which cards will likely get in play. Most of them are pretty fair, in my opinion. There's the one guy in the northeast town, Scalem. What's his name? Like Nebel or something. He just never stops drawing cannons and shoot cannon cards. So if you don't stop his cannon, you just lose, basically. You can't. I could beat everyone else consistently by stalling them out, like, with some proper gameplay. But that guy, he just wins, because he just draws so many shoot cannon cards. You can't stop him. But everyone else has their own little fun effect. I didn't even realize the guy on the stranded island that's in this footage right now was a player, and his profile is he draws earthquakes. That's what he does. He draws earthquakes all day, every day. And earthquakes are, like, I think it's like a 75% chance to break walls and like a 25% chance to break all cannons, yours and the enemies. And this is a 10-minute long Walls of Gadir game, by the way, if you want to keep watching this footage. It was fun. It was so goofy how many earthquakes I was getting the mood of it. I was like, I'll earthquake too, bro. Let's go. Like, this is the most fun Walls of Gadir player, in my opinion. Good old Jimmy Bombalanga. But honestly, it was so fun. Like, the chaos factor that he pulled with the earthquakes is fun. Jonas in the main town tavern, he's a good source of money. He might win every so often against you if you're a bad player, but he's a high roller, he's competent, but you can win. He draws a lot of, like, heal 50 cards when he's low on HP, that's all. So it's just a longer fight. but he's a reliable source of money. And honestly, like, this game is not as bad as people make it out to be. I'll say that. It's not that great either, I'll admit that, and they could have definitely polished some things out. Like, even just like a quest marker, like, help feature would be nice, because I got so low. Like, finding Luna's lens location was so bad. But I appreciate the attempt they tried in this game and getting really experimental for it. So I think, just for Walls of Gather, we're putting this in Lobby. Okay? So sue me. Next up, Indivisible. Ooh, this game. Oh, if I had $1 for every indie game that had potential that was never realized, I would be a very rich man, and this game is no exception. Like, I like Indivisible. I will say that the combat gets a bit stale after a while, and honestly, if you complete the companion quests, you actually don't even do any of the combat, by the way. Fun fact. Only the boss battles, essentially. They get max level once you complete their completion quest, by the way. I learned that way too late. Nobody told me. I wish I knew that earlier. That would be nice to know. I personally think the exploration of all the tools you get, it's pretty fun. It's kind of weird, like, unlocking exploration tools literally in, like, the last hour of the game, essentially. But you can break the game in some really fun ways with the exploration tools you get. Like, you can combine... Like, I found a way to immediately do, like, a pogo from, like, an axe hop-up to, like, get even higher on, like, a flat wall. Because normally the axe will throw you out when you jump away like that, and you can't actually pogo. Or, like you wall hop into the pogo to jump back into the wall, so you get extra height. It's basically kind of like a double jump. But, like there's a lot of backtracking. Like, that, I think that's the biggest downside of this game, is how much backtracking is. Like, a lot of personal advice, wait till you have 580 bars. That's Act 3, basically, and you'll have all your exploration tools, then do the backtracking when you're doing companion quests, okay? My advice, personally. Do not listen to me, but, you know, just saying. Not as much backtracking as Hammerwatch 2. But honestly, I kind of wish it didn't let me backtrack, because this game, it is technically a Metroidvania, even though it is very, you kind of shoehorn and do a lot of stuff, I'll admit it. But all that being said, this game's music is fantastic. I think the sound design is absolutely phenomenal. Like, oh my god, when you hit an enemy with your mom's axe, or like you slam that axe into the wall to get high, oh my god. The pogo sounds just like what you would expect a pogo to sound like. When she's yelling while running, and she's smashing through, like, stone wall, like the sound design of this game is excellent. Excellent. The music's fantastic. Okay, I love how impactful everything sounds. The graphics have their own unique style. I love it. Like, look at this background. There's so many cool backgrounds in this game that it's just beautiful. Like, every stage, even like the ugly stages where you're like living in like a slum town with like sewage everything, even they look beautiful in the background. I love this game's backgrounds. And the parallax too, when you like start moving left and right in the background moves, absolutely adore this game's art style. The character designs are pretty fun, and honestly, I think the dialogue feels supernatural. I love the dialogue in this game. It's so real. Like I honestly feel like these could be actual people in this game. Like the whoever did the writing for this game, they deserve a raise. Okay, I'm just saying. And the thing is, a lot of RPGs, like especially like TTYD, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, they kind of fail this, where the companions you get, they don't talk. They talk in the quest to unlock them, like the one area you unlock them, but that's it. They don't ever talk again. And I think that's a missed opportunity. This game, well, at least all the main characters, the side missable characters don't really, but the main characters, they do talk. They talk so naturally. They have things to say. When Tarani and Ajna, when they do things that they get displeased with, they make that known that they're displeased. You can feel it in like the writing style and what they say. Like, the characters in this game are so good, and it's very inclusive. There's somebody who literally doesn't have arms, like they're handicapped in that way, right? It's robots, people missing limbs here and there, gay people, lesbian, everything. Like they got everything in this game. It's a very inclusive game. I like that. Okay, which is nice. And if people are upset about that opinion of mine, maybe you should probably reevaluate your own worldview. But that's neither here nor there. If I had to say something I hate about this game, I hate how they forced the audio panning in this game with no option to turn it off. Now, you guys didn't hear this because I recorded in mono for this, but if you have multi-speaker setups like I do here, or like if you have like a surround sound or 360 speakers, it's so annoying having characters on the right talk on the right and people on the left talk on the left. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it loses its thrill really quickly. It ruins the voice acting and everything. Like, honestly, I rewatched the footage in mono. It was so much better than when I played. I'll tell you guys that. So, honestly, I guess I unknowingly did you guys all a favor without realizing it, so you're welcome. Okay, I will give this, I'd say high B. It's almost at the A tier. I kind of wish they were allowed to cook a little bit longer and the studio didn't fall apart because of, you know, the head being a little sleazy and everything. Unimportant. It's really a shame because this could definitely be like a great game. Like one of the greatest games of all time if they just fixed a lot of the issues with it. Namely, like the combat being kind of stale, not being really super rewarding, and the backtracking, obviously. But I need to move on. I'm gonna be here a while. Okay, Super Monkey Ball 2. Man, you guys look at this bad boy. You want to talk about classic games? This game's predecessor had its own. It had a cabinet. It wasn't even a console. It wasn't even a computer. It was a cabinet. And yes, that is a banana control stick. And it may be not the best idea in hindsight, but you know, I digress. That's how classic and old this game is. Oh my god. Whew. They actually used to have one of these cabinets at the local McDonald's I had when I was a kid in the play area. Good times. But this game is so fun. This game is really fun. Okay. I have lost many hours playing with friends on the little minigame, especially that paradrop one where you have to like perfectly land on like a target and your monkey rolls a little bit if you're like you come into. It's so fun. Honestly, I was expecting to get motion sick playing this, honestly, or have it take a toll on my stamina, but it actually wasn't that bad. Like as I thought, at least not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was definitely difficult. Don't get me wrong. But practice, like, I legitimately felt like I got pretty damn good at Monkey Ball with all the practice I did. Okay, you could probably tell from the green timer jumps at my expert and master mode levels that I spent, like, copious amounts of times off camera, so to speak, practicing this game. And I had the master levels down on lock, let me tell you. Besides Helix, which is the only one. I don't know, this game. This is one of the games you gotta just play for yourself. It's just one of those. It's a good time. Easy S tier. I actually put it above Factorio. Factorio has downsides to it. Super Monkey Ball, I was just enjoying it. Like, no, yeah, it's frustrating when you fail. Super Monkey Ball, don't get me wrong, but it's a fun time. Okay, final 2. Oh my god, I have been talking for 48 minutes straight, guys. I'm doing all this footage live and everything, but. Dying Light the following. Woo. Where do I even begin? I was gushing in the first 2 episodes about how much I like Dying Light. Even though nobody watched any of those videos, and I've since put them in unlisted because they're awful content, in case you were wondering. That's beside the point. And I'm going to be so real with you guys. This shit was shit. Okay? Like... Sorry, I'm really trying to control myself. I don't want to like outburst in anger, but they took all the fun parts of the base game and made driving and backtracking simulator 2016 instead. There was like 2 people that watched any of the videos, so I was not having a good time. If you die, you respawn in a tower that's probably really far away from your car. Or if you're really unlucky, you just get lost in the messes of all the underbrush that blocks your vision if you even think about going off-road in your off-road buggy, mind you, for 2 seconds to drive off a cliff or onto a rock or into a tree or into the water. And heaven help you if you flip over your car or get it stuck somewhere, because it looks like you're walking to the nearest safe house, which probably isn't close at all, just to recall it, only to probably end up just like that again. And don't even think about moving around at nighttime until you get the car upgrade for the UV lights. Okay, in the base game, you can outplay the volatiles and the vitals at night with various traps throughout the city, which you unlock. You do side quests, you do exploration, you get rewarded for this, okay? Or just out parkouring them with some really well thought out like routes you learned about from those earlier explorations, mind you, so you are very well rewarded for exploration in the base game and the urban environment, mind you. In order to get away from them or outplay them, I literally, this character I played in this footage right here, and then I played for the following DLC, I literally played this character at nighttime on the hardest difficulty from level 1 when I had no stats or anything. Like, at all times, just because it was so fun just getting from point A to point B, running in fear from volatiles and just outplaying them. And sometimes I would lose. Okay, actually, a lot of times I would lose, but it didn't matter. Before I got to legend points, it didn't matter. Okay. In this DLC, if your car doesn't have a UV lamp or you're a little slow on the flares, you're donezo. And there goes another 1,000,000 legend points if you manage to get to this game after you already started unlocking those. And in case you don't know, legend points are like expanded skills. It's just like small stat buffs. I had like plus 400 damage on like weapons basically from the legend points. I grinded a lot on this character, and it didn't really help at all in this DLC, let me tell you. But honestly, losing 1,000,000 legend points kind of hurts, even if you already have all the most important skills. Okay, and I get the developers try to be innovative and do something new here, and it kind of extended into playing, you know, the Dying Light 2, from what I've heard, because I did not hear good things about Dying Light 2. Let me tell you. So I never played it, and I freaking love Dying Light 1's base game. The urban environments are so good, but like, sorry. You can tell I'm very upset about this. The devs spent nearly a decade to rebuild their engine environments from scratch multiple times just to get their active movement parkour system, which is phenomenal, by the way, to work well and be conducive to the gameplay. And they just spit all over it by forcing you to take a car everywhere. And oh my god, it's fast in the city. Go walking around, it's fast in the city. Even if it isn't, it's fun to just get around and like jump off zombies' heads and jump onto the actual parkour sections from below, or even just like jumping from rooftops onto a zombie to break your fall, or onto a car. Oh, so cool. And they force you to take a car everywhere, which even the shitter car at like base like stats and everything, like the lowest of lowest like part quality, is still 60% faster at, you know, before, you know, any upgrades at all, by the way, than grappling hook on foot. I learned on that one quest where you have to follow a pipe. It's just, and that should really tell you just how big the map is in the following, and there's just nothing there. Like, okay, base game Dying Light, I collected everything. I did all the challenges, I grinded all the challenges for fun, I did all the side quests, all the main stuff, I unlocked all the skills, basically, everything. I literally did everything in the base game. And in this DLC, I just wanted it to be over after the 2-hour mark. Okay, like, don't get me wrong, this DLC is beautiful. Like, the environments that you go into in the countryside, it's beautiful. Like, you can look at the footage above here. Every time I look across the horizon, look at that sun glare into like this just beautiful little like favela town. That's just like this is such good environmental storytelling, this whole game, right? But in this DLC, I just wanted it to be over after the 2-hour mark. I simply cannot comprehend who thought this is a good idea at the studio. Like, I could go on. Okay, I will be here a while if I do go on, because I haven't even started talking about the final fight of the game, which I do people care about spoilers from a 9-year-old game, a 9-year-old DLC? Okay, I'll admit it. It takes away all the tools you unlocked from your previous playthrough of the game into basically a melee fest. And not a fun one, by the way, because the melee combat in this game it's fine against regular zombies. It's not so fine against zombies that have like 10 billion HP, okay? And like most other bosses in this game, you can just shoot them in the head a bunch if you really want to. Like, you're not forced to do anything in this game, at least in the base game. But this game, the boss zombies that were just around the map, I have max legend points. My shotgun is like the best in the game. It's got all the best upgrades in the game. Everything like everything is upgraded to its fullest it could possibly be. And it still takes me my entire like 72 shotgun shells to the head, mind you, which one-shots all the other mini boss zombies in the game. The chargers, the smashers, the toads, everything. Even from distance, right? As long as I hit the head. And I gotta use all my ammo in the head of these stupid little bosses. They scatter around this stupid ass map, and the file. I have to stop. I have to stop here. I'm gonna complain about this the whole time. It's just, you know, put the next game on. Put the next game on. Easy F tier. It's F tier. I don't want to talk. I don't want to think about it anymore. Celaria. Okay. Celaria. Okay. Honestly, this game criminally underrated, and I just realized I never did a game breakdown of Celaria at the end, like all the others, because I was so exhausted from the all spheres run. Huh. So, let me do that now. I quite like Celaria. Okay, in case you didn't notice about me posting videos about grinding some levels for and seeing the timer here, which is 2 days. That's not 2 hours, that's 2 days, by the way. I was expecting this game to be short. I was expecting this game to be fast. It was not. But, oh my, I enjoyed my time. The music is a vibe and a half. It can get a little repetitive, I will say, but it's fine. The sound effects are distinct, like how you'd want, and you know, like all the checkpoint sounds exactly what you'd expect like a checkpoint collect to get, like a sphere would get, right? The gameplay is fantastic. Okay, the lower control is a bit weird to me at first, I'll admit it, but it really only became a problem when hunting spheres that the dev fought to put in some absolutely heinous positions. Other than that, though, this game's level design is top-notch. This game's level design is top-notch. Let me repeat that one more time. This game's level design is top-notch. I love this game's minimalist style, and that glass floor reflecting that style is just, you know what I mean? Just, I did some breakdowns on other levels, but there's really not much to say about Celaria. Like it's a solid platform. It's a better than solid platforming game. Okay, and I think it's criminally unpopular. It only sold like 5,000 copies. This game's been developed by like what one guy for 15 years now. It's only sold like 5,000 copies. That's so sad. Right? Like, you really have to grind it yourself to really appreciate the game, I think. So, in case you didn't know, I went out of my own way. Like, I didn't watch any videos of people solving the levels or anything. I didn't watch their records until I discovered everything myself, okay? Because I wanted to explore the levels. That's the whole point. And maybe that's not for everyone, but for me, like, it was so fun. And I'm just making my own routes. I'm making my own, like, through these maps. I'm just optimizing the extra 0.1 second everywhere I could find it. And then watching Smorgasgurka just absolutely destroy all my hopes and dreams. In case you didn't know, Smorgasgurka, he's literally just the best player in the game. Okay, they literally have all the records, and it's not close. You got me and some other schmucks in the 2nd to 5th place region within 1 second of each other. Then Smorga out here just 2 seconds ahead of us. But like, I literally posted that record on that scale in 35:26 second place video earlier. And within a day, Schwartz came out of his Eldritch God retirement to smite me down by lowering the world record time by another 0.56 seconds with my strategy, which is just fucking hilarious, by the way. And speaking of, I wasn't actually planning on ending my on all spheres for Celaria for my backlogging. Okay. I was actually going to try and beat Schmorg in a level for the final episode, and for backlog in general, actually. But firstly, I gotta say that's a really, really tall ask. Like really tall ask. I'm pretty sure Schmorg's basically solved the majority of these levels at this point in terms of squeezing every single last optimization out of them. Like, I imagine like a Taz run of some of these levels would literally be like half a second at most on any level, like in front of Schmorg. Like, that's how crazy their runs are. Like, Schmorg's just that good. And secondly, I couldn't do that because I actually beat one already back on control with my new route. Yes. I took one off Schmorg with my new route. So, let me invite you all into the dojo and watch this world's first sub 50 second run on control together, okay? Oh my god, it's done. Whew. First sub 50. Okay, I'm actually done this level now. I'm actually done. My goodness. Get me out of here. And with that, we are officially done with backlogging. So, thanks so much to everyone for watching. I was going to do a feature of the channel bit at the end here, but we're already getting pretty long on the length, and it might be better to do that in a separate. I don't know. I'm a little intimidated and worried about how that'll go, but I'll burn that bridge when I get there. All right. More importantly, please join me in finishing off my backlogging spreadsheet. And it was actually a couple days ago, in case you're wondering. I spent a lot of time making this video here. But the moment of truth. Oh, yeah. Ooh. A lot of green feels good. Ooh, I want to just bask in this a little bit, yeah? Nice. Alright. Again, thanks to everyone for watching, commenting. I really enjoyed interacting with some people in a few of these communities, and shout out to Krubsy for pointing out some mistakes I was making in my Celaria explanations, like how the player character's the one that's cylindrical, not the corners. And for some tips on the routing, Schmorg for waking up from their eldritch god slumber to give me the time of day to just slap my second place record, which I wasn't even going to improve, by the way, down a little bit further. Burbcat for challenging me to try and beat their speedline record, which still haven't yet, but maybe someday, just not today. Amazing Calvin for giving me the absolute craziest breakdown of an Age of Empires 2 level when I was struggling on Altavia's 5 and Lords of the West. Like, literally, apparently, if you lose that main island, they start building cannon galleons. Like, what? And lastly, all of the other people who keep commenting on my Advance Wars video to this day. I have something special planned for you guys coming up soon. I haven't forgotten about you, okay? So, here is a sneak peek for you, yes. And I will see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Peace.